Hey folks, Dustin here, and let me tell you, today has been a Monday. I have been doing whatever I could to just get just a video up to people to talk about the Drowned War and to talk about Star City Savages. If you haven't already, the core book for the Drowned War is out, and it's selling pretty good. Like, we were number 56 on Drive Through RPG's top 100, and I feel really proud about that. Everybody that was a part of that, thank you. So we had like 109 people that were backers on Kickstarter. The Kickstarter didn't make, but every 109 of the people that backed, all 109 backers got a special discount. However, because technology is haunted and gremlins love me, decided that the link to the discount didn't work. So if you're one of the people that backed us that didn't get your discount, go ahead to your Kickstarter and message me so I know to get you your discount, because I want everybody that backed to get the discount. You're in a special club, you know that, right? All right, anyway, we're not done yet. We're going to keep going. I love creativity. I feel that creativity is how we get in touch with God. Like, the Creator Himself is that vein of making things. The people that want to deconstruct, fine. If you deconstruct, that's cool. I kind of dig it. But to do it right, you got to reconstruct. If you can't reconstruct, don't deconstruct. The Drowned War is about a world where people are salvaging what they have. Like, they're going into the city, which is a place they don't understand, that people can't understand, that the rules are constantly changing. And they're just digging up stuff, and they are doing the best they can with what they got. The slapdashers. Slapdasher is an edge that you can get. That means that you take things that are broken and beaten and just run down into nothing, like swap meet junk, like yard sale junk, like refurbished crap, and you take it and you make it into something amazing, you know? Slapdash is a real thing in the Drowned War. Because you know what? I find something really insulting in this mentality that everything has to be new and hip and trendy. I kind of like the retro. I kind of like taking the old stuff and making it amazing again. So there is this mentality in refuse, in the Drowned War, that's baked into the core, that what was old becomes new. That we can go back into our history, into our world, and find something beautiful. And I'm not done. I'm really not done. So the core book is out. And I want people to buy the core book. I want people to get involved in the core book. If you're somebody that it plays a game that you bought it, look us up. We have a Facebook page. Go on our Facebook page and post some highlights of the game. Talk about the one shots that you had. Talk about means of production or false doctrine. They came out before the core book did. I'm going to need to update them so that they're in line with the core book. But we have a world out there. And my belief is that we need to have a world that players can have fun in. I've taken some flack from some people because my first rule in gaming is make it fun, but I don't care. The opinions of people who just want to make rules all the time, that everything has to be structured, no. Life is not as structured as you think it is. And the structure is something that is vaguely offensive on an unconscious level to all of us. I want my setting, and not just my setting, but the world I create to be fun. That's the reason why there's so much adventure in Lex Talos. That's why there's so much adventure in Binary Abyss. That's why, when it comes down to it, Jimmy jumps off the boat to fight a sea monster. That's why Annie chases after an assassin to get Junebug back. All right, Lex Talos, look it up on Kindle. That's my book. You know what? Hey, it's Inktober. I love Inktober. If you like the Drowned War, go find our Facebook page and post your art. If you're a fan, post art. You know what? I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll share your artwork. If you like my setting, if you read my books, I'll share that. I'll put your name in those shares. You are part of our community if you're an artist, if you're a writer. We're not done. We're making this a big deal, okay? So, Kindle. I released Lex Talos via Kindle, and I've got like paperbacks that I got. But there's a little something called Amazon or Kindle Vella, which is your serialized books. I'm going to go in and I'm going to work with that. I'm going to go in and I'm going to expand the Drowned War out. There are characters that live in my head that torture me because they have a voice. They have a story that has to be told. And there are some people in my community, in the Star City Savages community, they have stories that need to be told too. And I respect that, and I love everybody. If you play in my sandbox, I love the fact that you enjoy that, all right? I want it to be a fun place for people to be. So, I'm going to spend a little bit of time in Kindle Vella, and I'm going to write some short stories, and I hope that I write something fun. While that's going on, I've also been spending a little bit of time in Clip Studio Paint, because I'm not necessarily a great artist, but I am trying my best to learn. I have a strong desire to make a comic book. I grew up loving Spider-Man, all right? And Spider-Man's not just a title. Peter Parker is Spider-Man, because if you go back and you look at it, the fact that Peter Parker was somebody that couldn't get his life together and he had to make jokes around it to succeed, there's something in the soul that speaks to that. The trickster. The trickster archetype, the reluctant hero archetype. The fact that Peter Parker had to make jokes to sort of talk himself into doing what he had to do speaks to me. So I feel like it's kind of time. Like, I feel like I want to make the Drowned War into a comic series. I want to take some of the characters that I've got in my head, or maybe even make new characters. I want to bring this world to life. And I want to help other people be a part of it. See, the thing about it, you look at something like Star Wars. I feel like there was so much support for Star Wars. There was so much love for the people that wanted like, it became the greatest, most potent franchise because it loved its fans. And then Disney bought it. When Disney bought it, Disney was like, no, we're the best. We bottle our own farts, and our farts are vintage glorious. It's got a stamp on it. It's a Mickey ear stamp. It's glorious. You will love it, because if you don't love it, you don't know what good is. I'm like, no, listen, I don't care. A Bentley is just an overpriced car. I'd rather have a Toyota. I'd rather have a Toyota than a Bentley, because a Toyota is a better car. It doesn't have the name, it doesn't have the fame, but it has the reputation and the reliability. And Star Wars had that. And now it doesn't, because Bentley bought Toyota, metaphorically. I want the Drowned War to have the kind of following that I remember Star Wars when I was a kid before Disney bought it having. I want my company and my legacy to be that the fans loved this. That people in their mind, in their imagination, when they daydreamed, they had an adventure. I want you to have an adventure. I want you to read my books, and I want it to be magic. And it's not going to always sort of make sense. I mean, there are really some things about my setting, and I can honestly admit it, they don't make any sense. But are they fun? I want the people that read my stuff, that play my games, that read my comics or my books or my little serials, I want them to have fun. The first rule is to have fun, to have adventure, to see yourself, man, woman, boy, girl, child, other, even the lizard people should like this, you know? I want people to like the world I create. And at the end of the day, even if I don't make $1 million off of this stuff, I want it to live in the minds of the people that read it and the people that play it. So we got the core book out. And we're about to start work on Binary Abyss. Annie's going to be in a lot of trouble coming up. But she's resourceful. She's going to get out of it. She has a team. She has family, a pseudo-family at least, that's going to make sure that she's okay. But it's going to be a little bit scary for a while there. So as Inktober goes on, I'm going to be practicing with my art because I really am, I'm a huge fan of comics, and I am really hoping that if I can't get good enough to draw myself, that I can raise the money to put my own comic book out. And then NaNoWriMo's coming out, so I got to do a little bit of prep work first, but I can't just leave the girl where she is. She's got to go through an adventure, and Jimmy's got to go through an adventure with her, and Ritter, and Cap, and Tex. It's not done. It's never done. And if we have to struggle to make it happen, that's who I am. We're going to put out great stories. They're not going to be for everybody. If you didn't have fun, that's cool. Thank you for buying what you did. Thank you for reading what you did. If you didn't like it, that's cool. If you liked it, thank you. If you loved it, keep it up. I want people to love my stuff. I want people to daydream about the world I create. And I am going to keep digging into it, and I'm going to keep making stuff until I die. And when I pass on, we're going to figure out what happens after that. But we're not done. We're never done. And when people want to bury us, when the Kickstarter fails, whatever, man. It's Kickstarter. You know, Kickstarter, you're on 2 strikes. The next time we do this, all right, real talk. I'm really kicking around the idea of putting out a Drowned War comic. But like I said, 2 strikes, Kickstarter, you're on your 3rd strike. I'm putting a lot of thought into going to Indiegogo for the next one. Or actually, I'm putting a lot of thought into sort of doing Kickstarter and Indiegogo at the same time. Because I kind of feel like if Kickstarter is as good as it says it is, it needs to make me some money. Because I don't hang around with losers like that. And Kickstarter, if you keep talking all how great you are, but you don't deliver, So that's what we're going to do next. All right? I mean, hey, congratulations. You just Insider exclusive. The next thing we're gonna do is try and raise some money on two different platforms and see which one works, because this is really a meritocracy. If you don't work, you don't work. Screw you. That being said, Star City Savages isn't just the Drowned War, and I've got some people with some other projects. So, what do you folks think of luchadors? I got a friend. He's South American, and he's very creative, and he's definitely on my radar for sort of adapting that sort of classical luchador setting. He's there. I'm really working with how I approach him about this, but I feel like that's going to be one of the things that happens. Vampire Hunter D. Do you folks like Vampire Hunter D? I love Vampire Hunter D. It influenced so much of my life as a kid. I got a setting that's kind of in the same vein, like Vampire Hunter D inspired it. There's going to be a lot of things other than the Drowned War happening, but they're happening. I don't care what the universe says. Well, they say you have to do this. Well, they say you have to do that. Well, they are hiding from me because they don't have the chutzpah to do what I do. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it even if it fails. And if it fails and I make something beautiful, it's still beautiful, and the world needs beauty. And I'm going to give it to them. So go out to Drive-Thru RPG, get the PDF of the Drowned War core book, get some of our adventures. Be on the lookout. Go get Lex Talos, a Drowned War novel, on Kindle, and be on the lookout for Kindle Vella. I got some things coming up. Hey, check back with our Star City Savages page. We're not done. We are not done. And if you think we're done, you're wrong. If you think we're done and you think you beat us, guess what? I live to make you wrong. I live to beat you into the ground. It just makes me so happy to know that you thought, oh, well, he's nothing. Well, he's gonna fail. And I just wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And you think, wow, he's crazy. And I'm like, yes! Only crazy people make things happen. If I gotta be crazy, I will. If I gotta be crazy, it's the only way I'm gonna be happy. It's the only way I'm gonna succeed. Guess what? You earned this, crazy man. I'm gonna make something beautiful. I'm gonna make something wonderful, and you'll deal with it. You'll deal with it because what I do is independent of who the hell you are. If you don't like me, glorious. If I inspire, if you hate me, if you look at this face and think about all the stuff I did and can't stand it, glorious. I made you feel something. I inspired you, and inspiration is how we get in touch with the divine. So right now, I'm going to keep inspiring. For good or ill, I'm going to keep inspiring. And whether you love me, whether you hate me, it doesn't matter. Inspiration is the truest form of expression. I'm going to live in some people's heads rent-free. Rent-free. Get that nice little corner. And the people that like what I have, I'm gonna live there rent-free, and I'm gonna help them build so many glorious stories. And the people that don't like me, that's fine. I'm gonna give you purpose. You're welcome. Go ahead. It's cool. But I'm gonna keep creating. And we are gonna make something amazing. And you get to be a part of it, for good or ill. You get to be a part of it. So stay tuned. Star City Savages isn't done yet. It's gonna be.